What he's saying is like, look, I came from a broken home. I saw my mom function a certain way, which was in a lot of ways very scandalous, in a lot of ways whatever. I saw my sister move that way. That's how I learned about what a woman was and how women move in relationships. So it's this whole thing coming completely 360. The other thing that's profound about it is this is the first time that young men and women look at their parents objectively and discuss their flaws as a contributing factor to what's going on with them. Now we've been used to people talking about the flaws of the father. You know what I mean? Like, especially in the black community, we've been dogging the father out for decades, even a century or more. You know what I'm saying? So it's very common to hear children, young adults, older adults dog out their father, say he wasn't there, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, and that's why I might have some issues, or that's why the X, Y, and Z is happening. But for the first time, you know, what's starting to happen is, you know, you hear young men, and like I said, and women as well, including the mother in that conversation. Like for him to come out and basically say, look, my mom was just a hoe. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I learned from her what a woman was and all these types of things. Like that's, like again, you could say that about the father without any issue. You know, you can call your father a hoe, he was a deadbeat, he was this. Any name you could possibly think of to call the father, you could do that. You see what I'm saying? Like any name, like just bad names. But you really never heard that about the mother. When I was growing up, I never heard, you know, a child, a young adult, anybody talk negatively about their mother. But this is the first time where people are beginning to like look at both parents and be like, yo, this is what it is. You know, the mother, especially in the black community, I've always said she's always been considered untouchable. You can't even like really criticize the mother, especially publicly. You know, like if you even mention somebody's mother, those are fighting words. You know, back in like the 70s, if somebody said your mama, that was a fighting words. No one cared about the dad. You say your dad, nobody gives a fuck. You say your mama, that's fighting words. But now it's like, I think for the first time, these children are willing to speak out and talk about the issues they have with their mother. And again, I'm sure there were conversations about the mother more behind the scenes, or maybe even in women's circles, you know, women would come together and talk about the issues they have with their mother, but you wouldn't never hear a male talking about the issues he had with his mother.